Join us this week as we venture to the southern border of Utah, get trapped by a flash flood along the lake shore of Lake Powell, and eventually abandon our vehicle in the middle of nowhere. I'm Riss, and this is Huck. We live in a typical suburban home in the inland Northwest, and when we aren't working at the job we love, we're likely traveling. This summer is packed with weekend trips through the beautiful American West. Follow along on our adventures, and welcome to the pack. We're headed south, from Moab, Utah to Lake Powell. Our first stop is just outside of Page, Arizona. It's a place called Horseshoe Bend. This place is a cool pit stop on your road trip to see a perfect bend in the Colorado River.
Beautiful is an understatement.
After Horseshoe Bend, we keep heading south. We're going camping off the grid. It's a long trek down a lot of different dirt roads and through a slot canyon to get to the place we want to camp on the mud flats. As we're driving this narrow road, we start to encounter some problems.
Okay, so we have entered. What road is this, Riss? Canyon. We can see a big storm ahead, and thunderstorms are a possibility.
Saw some lightning already.
But also look at the sunshine behind us, so could be. You never know. Totally Things are already very bumpy. It does look a little apocalyptic out here.
Yeah.
Like maybe we're driving on Mars. And I don't know if you can see. Well, there's the dark clouds.
Okay, so just started raining. We are gonna try to make it up this difficult piece here.
Okay, so our conundrum is we want to go boondocking at Lake Powell, but there's flash flood warnings for the county, not necessarily where we are, but we're worried about obviously flooding happening and coming to where we are. So we're trying to make a decision right now. Here's the radar. We're gonna see what happens. Spoiler warning, it's not what you expect.
Just in time.
We knew as soon as we were out of the slot canyon we would be safe from the catastrophic events from a flash flood, but we didn't know what was ahead of us.
Obstacles, it's a little windy. It's raining sideways.
Once we finally reached our destination on the mud flats, we settled in to read some of our book and wait out the storm. Here's where it gets serious.
Update everyone, the road has flooded. Water is coming in behind us quickly, and we are trying.
I can see the shrubbery floating in the new river.
Are we sure?
Okay.
This is safe. Good job. Safe. Good job, Riss. This is safe.
It can only get so high. It's certainly not going to come up here. Look, the water line is always. Look how much water has come in the past hour, folks.
Alright, folks, we've moved to the highest ground that we can go to. There is nowhere else to go.
This is where we used to be, and that's the road we just came down. Obviously it's flooded. We just hightailed it as high as we could. And now we're just gonna wait and see what happens. Just to be clear, these mud flats are typically bone dry. The water that's flooding us in could be from rain up to 100 miles away. As you can tell by now, it's not going well for us. We're coming to the realization that we're trapped in on all four sides, either by cliffs or by water.
Orders.
It's not looking good.
But like, it's not gonna travel up, right?
Honestly, I think it's going down. This is the lake. This is where the lake ended an hour ago. This is where the lake ends now. After a while, the storm blows over, and the immediate threat of rising water passes. Now we take the car back down to flat ground. This is going to make it easier for us to set up camp and make dinner for the night. Dinner is served. Okay, so we are still kind of emotionally reeling from the day. But the good news is the flood threat is gone, and we had a beautiful evening and great dinner.
Oh yeah.
And we've set up our tent on flat, dry ground, which is very exciting.
Beautiful out here.
This is one of those nights I'll never forget. After the storm came a beautiful sunset, and we played on the mud flats and soaked it all in.
Let's see it, Katie. Nope. Okay. You can only do it once.
Tents, you know.
This is unreal.
It is the morning after the flash flood. As you can see behind us, the road is still very much flooded. We just ate some breakfast, made some coffee, and we're officially starting to ration food and water. We just packed up. We're gonna go find some cooler spot to spend the day. We have 1 bottle of water each, and some snacks, and some shade, and some floaties. It's a pretty fun survival situation, if you ask us.
Here we go.
We're still optimistic at this point that after lunch, the sun will have dried up a lot of the road.
All right, little update here. We've found a nice shoreline. We are all lathered up. We've made a shelter. Well, Lauren and Riss made a shelter. Blowing up our floaties. Getting ready to do some tanning, some swimming, some bathing. And yeah, feeling okay. There's a jet ski out there and a boat. Wondering if we'll make contact. Anything else? Any other updates? Yeah, we had a nice...
Check out the road after lunch.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a nice DTR with ourselves about anxiety levels.
It's a good way to.
And yeah, feeling good. Happy to be together.
All right, I'm out scouting the road. I don't know if you can see this, but it's still very flooded, very muddy, very mucky. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And if this spot is like this, it might only get worse. There's definitely places to get around the muck, but it might be a long trek out of here. All right, update of the first part of the adventure. It's really tricky to drive on this stuff, but it's possible. We were really excited that we found a way out until we found this. This showed up yesterday. This is where the road goes. It's about a 8-foot drop now to mud flats. Maybe if we had looked closer at this drone footage we took the night before, we could have clearly seen that this was going to be a problem. There went our last shot at driving out of this place. Alright, our options are getting slimmer and slimmer. We were, in fact, trapped. At this point, we're getting desperate. We hike up to the top of the cliff to get some cell service and try and call anyone. Turns out if we can't get out, no one can get in. Okay, it's 3:10. Wow, look how much I'm just sweating. It's just disgusting. We're hot and trying to consume as much liquid as possible. We're consuming all of the Topo Chicos, packing up the car, and about to abandon ship here. We were running out of water fast, and we needed to get out of the heat. So we made the hard decision to pack up a bag and hike until we could find rescue.
True.
Bye, car.
Bye, car.
Hope you're here when we get back. It's hot.
I want to know what
We hiked for a long time in the blistering heat, and just when we thought it couldn't get worse, Lauren's shoe broke.
Why? Why? Is that like you can't come back from that? No, you can't.
Oh,
That happened to Andrew's ago last summer when Megan went. It's fine. You can trip.
At this point, the day was starting to slip through our fingers, and we needed to keep pressing on. Finally, we had found rescue. Kenny and Hugh were out on the lake enjoying some nice time during their family vacation. They were nice enough to pick us up and give us a ride an hour and a half to the closest marina where we could have our friend Megan come pick us up. after buying a thank you ice cream for Hugh and Kenny, we arrived at Wahweap Marina, where we hiked up the hill and waited for our ride.
It's quite the hike.
We are just climbing uphill into direct sunlight. Our not actual packs on. And it is a very long hill.
It's a long hill.
Let me tell you.
We were so relieved when Megan picked us up. We got food, we got water, and we made our way to the Grand Canyon. Megan was living in the Grand Canyon for the summer, and she was nice enough to drive 4 hours at the end of her shift to come rescue us. This night would have been perfect, but we still had the thought in the back of our minds, how in the world are we going to get our car back? While we were overjoyed to finally get to a hotel that night, we couldn't shake the feeling that we had a lot more work to do.
Somebody come get me!
But actually though,
Somebody come get me! Take me home! We're acting
I'm acting unhinged. There's some thunder and lightning currently a lot.
That was a long way.
It was really long.
Yeah.
It's really sweet, to be honest.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Lauren, you're excavating dreams. Coming true.
Awesome! I definitely think we can all agree Elyse looks the best. Oral hygiene with a view.